Hello everyone. So today I'm going to work on this. Hello everyone. Hello everyone. So today I'm going to work on this hacking mechanism in Watch Dogs game. So here you can see when the character press X, the alarm or something mm, in the wall get activated and it distracts the NPC. Same thing happens here. The X and enemies are coming to check it. So that's what I'm going to start working on today. So this is coming from this patron who sponsored for this tutorial, 𝐂𝐚𝐭𝐫𝐴. So thanks for sponsoring. So here, this is the first part of the tutorial. Here what I'm going to do is add in that input interaction. Here you can see if the object is like this, that white cube is the interactable hackable object. If it is in the middle, you can see E appears. That means when that happens, we can interact with it. So if I press E, it makes that sound and the interaction tip disappears. If you are further away from the object, you can see that interaction tip is gone because we are not able to interact with it when we are further away. We has to be in a certain range, and also it should be in the middle of the screen. We closer to the middle of the screen, not need to be in the exact middle. If it is like this, it's not appearing. So that in that way we can distinguish, or we can target hackable objects easily for the player. Alright, so let's see how to do this today. And in the next episode, we will work on how to use this and how to distract NPC characters so that they hear this alert sound. They will go and check there, but today we will focus on creating this interaction and hacking and making the alert, all those things. And before we get started, let me remind you that you can download the project files of this project and all other thousands of projects I have done on my channel from the Patreon page. Once you become a member, you can access anything without any limit. So to the date, there are over 2000 videos. For each video, project files are here, so feel free to check it out. I'll leave the link in description below. Right, now let's get back to today's tutorial. Alright, so let's start with the new project, CLM system. And here I'm going to use the third person character template because we need a character to demonstrate this and also an NPC character to show how they react to this. Okay, but it's not necessary for you to use the third person template. You can use this system. You should be able to follow the same steps and create the system with any kind of a player character you would have. Alright, so first of all, so this is the project and the regular third person template. Let's create a new folder. So prints and another folder hackable. And let's create an actor. Let's call it pp device. So this might represent anything like a walkie-talkie or a alarm, anything. So yeah, let me open this. Here we just need something to look. Therefore, I'll add a cube. This will be larger. Put it. And it's like this. Now when I play the game, here you can see that hackable object. Okay, now the next step is just like in Watch Dogs, when we look at this item, we should see some kind of button interaction like E, so we can press E and interact with it. We can hack it. So for that, let's add. Oh, I should have put it here. Okay, now let's add a widget. Let's call it WBP hack. Hackable. Okay, and let's add a button here. It's not necessary to use a button. I just need to put a show some text. But button should work. Yeah, all I need is something like X or not E. So I'll press C to hack. I'll change the button maybe black. Like to have some outlines. Maybe white. Okay, now WP hackable. Here, let's add a widget into this system. Maybe above this, a bit like this. Yeah. This should not be 500 by 500, maybe 50 by 50. And it's the widget class. I'll use this WBP hackable. This is how it looks. Oh, it looks like this is too long. Okay, so this is how it looks. And it should not appear in world space. It should appear in screen space. Okay, now here we have. Alright, so this should only appear if the character is close to that in a certain range, and also the object is somewhat in the middle, not when the object is something like this, only when the object is in the middle. That's when I need it to appear. So it would make it easier for players to target which object to hack. Okay, so for that first, I feel like I make it a bit smaller. Oh, it's not, it's too big. Yeah, it's smaller now. Because text size. Okay, now here let's add a function check in range. Oh, did I add an event graph? No, I should add a function check hack in range, and here first let's add a variable hack in this for this object. Either this could be a parameter in the player or this could be a parameter in the object itself, but Here I'll just add it in the object itself, and it should not be a local variable. Here I defined it as a local variable. Let's make it a global variable so we can change it per instance in the level. If so, then I'll get distance to from player to self. So here I'll use get player pawn. So you could use get player character as well, but in case you are using a pawn, this will work. This will work also for even if you have a player character, also this will still work. So if this distance is less than hacking distance, that means we can hack. So that means for now I'll just set the visibility of this widget. Set visibility. So punch. Visibility to true. Otherwise, if we are too much further away, we are not within the second range, we should set visibility to false. Okay, now the distance, I make it 2000. 1000. 1800. Alright, so I'll make this distance 1500. 1000. Okay, and let's go back to perspective, and here in the begin play I'll set timer by function name. Call this function time maybe 5 seconds, but it's not necessary to call this at least on every frame. Even 0.5 seconds should be enough, and this should be low pin. Okay, now once I start playing, so we don't see the button, but if I go closer, now you see, because we entered the range. If I go further, it's not there. Okay, it's working. Okay, the other thing is, even if I am in the range, if this button is not visible or more closer to the edge of the screen, we should not see the interaction. We should only see if it is closer to the center of the screen. So we are focused on that object. Okay, to do that, go here. So this is the distance check. Then here we need to do the screen position check. So again, we can get at the location and project world the screen. Here we need a reference to player, so then we have the screen position, but we need to calculate the distance from the center of the screen. So I can get viewport size and divide this by 2. So we can get the middle. And then if I subtract this middle position if I subtract the object position in the screen from the middle position, we get like a distance from the middle to the location of the object that is on the screen. So here, if I get the absolute value of this, then I can get rid of negative values, and then again, if I divide this with the well, maybe with this, divide it with this, then we would get a decimal value. If we are in the center, it should be 0. As we go further away from the center, it should be larger than 0. It might change from 0 to 0.5. So yeah, let's add a print. See what kind of a value we get here. So it's easier for us to build our logic. Okay, see here now it's 0.55 and 0.14. If it is like this, 0.4, x 0.4. If it is like this, x 0.4. As I said, it's changing from 0 to 0.5 from x direction, and if I change it, if it is getting closer to edge in the top, y is changing from 0 to 0.5. If it is off the screen, it again becomes 0. So again becoming 0 if it is off the screen. That means if this is not rendered, we don't get a screen position. So maybe we should consider, was actor recently rendered? It's also okay. So here, if I split this, let's say this needs to be less than 0. This also needs to be less than 2. So let's do an end of this. Both of these conditions should be true, and this also has to be rendered recently. If that is true, then it should be visible. If not, we should make it invisible. Let's test. We are out of the range. Now we are in the range. See, if it is like this, it's not showing. If it is like in here, it is showing. If it is covered by the player, it's also not giving us. That's also good, I think. Okay, for vertical, I think we need to have something larger than 0.2 because vertical distance is short. So 0.4 maybe. Yeah, that's better. Okay, now the next step is implementing the actual interaction. Alright, now here we should make it visible, and also we should enable or disable inputs. If this is visible, that means we should be able to interact with the object. We should be able to hack it. So if it is invisible, we should not be. So here, disable input and pass. So if it is visible, that means we can interact. Again, pass, get linear control. Okay. And now I don't want to set up advanced input action. So here I'll just use key E just to demonstrate. But if you are really implementing this, I would suggest you should implement input action, add it to your player's input mapping context. But just for demonstration, to make things simpler, I'll use it this way. So here, when I actually hack, what needs to happen is I need to make some sound. So I imported this sound. So I'm going to use it here. This does not have any animation, so it wouldn't matter even if I play it in a location, but you can add animation setting if you want the sound to fade out with distance. So here, play sound at location. And also, when I interact, I'll temporarily make this widget invisible. Set it in game only temporarily. So false and have a retroggable delay. The reason to add a retroggable delay instead of a regular delay is because if I press E twice, then even we are in the middle of this, it will reset. So okay. Okay. Alarm sound alert. Okay, so that's all I want to do for today. So in the next episode, let's look into how to make this alert sound distract some enemy NPC. So enemy NPC should come to this alarm location and check it out. So yeah, thanks for watching. As always, updated project files will be available for download in the Patreon page. Link would be in the description below. And if you like to support my work, consider getting the membership of the Patreon page. So yeah, let me know if you have any questions. See you in another episode. Goodbye.